Hey, college chemistry is pathetically easy. Some 20-something-year-olds are still struggling with simple 8th grade math for some reason. I don't know why. Hey, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite movies, and today I'm gonna do a movie review on Wonder Woman 1984. I watched Wonder Woman last night, 2.5 hours. I watched from 2:30 to 5 a.m. in the morning, and I woke up at around like 1 something today. So my sleep schedule is basically ruined. But yeah, Wonder Woman 1984 is the very hyped up, long awaited installment, the sequel, the part 2 to the pretty good Wonder Woman. Back when Wonder Woman, the first one, was released, DC EU didn't really come out with that many great movies. Batman vs Superman was one mess, uh, and yeah, there weren't any other notable great DCEU movies. There's Aquaman, which is actually kind of dumb, not that good, and Wonder Woman was surprisingly pretty good. Now we have the second one, Wonder Woman, once again directed by Patty Jenkins. Once again, Gal Gadot returns as Wonder Woman. Once again, Chris Pine returns as Steve Trevor, even though his character literally died. At the end of the first movie, we also have Pedro Pascal as the ultimate villain of this movie, and Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. So, yeah, essentially, somebody found a rock, a dream stone, a rock where you can hold it and make a wish, and your wish is just gonna magically come true. But there's a twist to it. It's like the monkey's paw, it's gonna cost you something. Pedro Pascal's character found the rock. He turned into the rock himself, turned into Dwayne Johnson, the rock, and so he started forcing people to hold his hands and make a wish, and then turn the world into a chaotic world of chaos. And yeah, I feel like 2.5 hours of my life is just wasted for nothing. First of all, let's get to the pros. Okay, I'm not dealing with a script right now. I didn't write down any notes. I'm going completely freestyle because I'm kind of late to an appointment. Oh my god, I'm gonna go out of my apartment and socialize with people. Insane. But yeah, the pros. First of all, Gal Gadot is good as Wonder Woman. She's good. I also really like the chemistry between Wonder Woman, aka Diana Prince, and Steve Trevor. I think they have a lot of chemistry. Also, I mean, at this point, we can all figure out that Steve Trevor's back because Diana made a wish on the rock and he just magically showed up. But anyways, their chemistry is nice. And then I think Pedro Pascal is great as well. I mean, Pedro Pascal has always been a really good actor. He's proven that when he played Oberyn Martell back in the Game of Thrones days, and he's really good in this role as well. Also, I really like the concept of, oh, careful what you wish for, the monkey's paw, and the world corrupting into chaos because of this evil stone. But that's pretty much everything I like about this movie. The rest of the movie is pretty. First of all, this movie is very cliche, like comically cliche, and you think, oh, maybe they're just poking fun at superhero movie traits and tropes and all that. Not really. No, it's really cliche and it doesn't seem intentional at all. Especially the second scene in the movie, the mall robbery scene, where a bunch of robbers were in the mall and they're all kind of clumsy and stuff, and then, oh, Wonder Woman shows up and saves the day, and then the robbers like holding a gun like, I'll shoot you. And then, of course, Wonder Woman does her crazy lasso thing, and then the robber's like, ah! And then there's another kid, and then Wonder Woman's like, "Stay away, kid," and he pushes the kid, and the kid lands on like a teddy bear, and then the kid giggles, and then the Wonder Woman looks at the camera and winks, and then she's like, "Yep, save the day." Yeah, kind of cliche, and this is not the only cliche moment in the entire movie. There are many, many moments where you're like, just come on. Just come on. It's 2020, and you're still writing scenes like this. Are you serious, man? Are you serious? Um, um, this movie follows a pretty regular formula. I mean, it's like pretty much every other DC movie. The problems there, and then this thing, the rising of the tension, the problem further complicates, and then the surprise ending, and then a epic finale, and then there's a romantic little romantic subplot in the back. It pretty much follows that really strict formula, and there's nothing new about it at all, nothing refreshing about it. The first act is kind of lame. In the first scene, we have this huge flashback scene of Diana, when she's young and she's with a bunch of other Amazonians, and they're doing like this race thing. That scene literally has nothing to do with anything other than at the very end, like Diana or someone said a phrase, and the phrase gets repeated at the end of the movie. That's the only reason why that scene exists. I don't even know what that scene is about. I just saw a bunch of women running and swimming and riding horses. I don't know what's going on. Like like I know they're in a race, but I'm barely invested in what's going on. It's such an uninteresting opening scene. And then the last act is kind of a slop as well, in my opinion. I think the Cheetah is in this movie, and at first her character seems to be okay. Maybe her character is gonna have a lot to do in this movie, but no, she just exists solely to have that super short fight with Wonder Woman, and that's it. And of course, given that it's DCEU, it's gonna be a nighttime CGI fest. So that's the Cheetah fight. She just exists for that one small fight, and then there's the fight with Pedro Pascal's character, Maxwell Lord, and it's not even a fight. The fight ended with like a really sloppy, cheesy speech, which is so ridiculous. Imagine saving the world because you said a really sloppy, sappy speech. And the entire world, all the people, because minor spoiler alert, in that scene, Maxwell Lord went to broadcast his wishing powers so that the entire world can see it for some reason, and somehow it's gonna work because it's all the people in the world are technically touching him, even though that's not how it works. And then Wonder Woman took his place and went, "Guys, renounce your wish. The world is chaos. Let's be grateful of what we have." Blah 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 blah. And for some reason, the entire population just decided to listen to her, and then the sequence afterwards is just absolutely ridiculous, where like nukes, they vanish from thin air, they turn to ashes, and then the rivers, which are originally dry, they have water again. Everything's so magical, and it's so unrealistic and ridiculous. It's hilarious, and I know there needs to be room for fiction, but with this Dreamstone thing, like I can literally hope for anything. I hope half of the Earth disappears. I know I'm joking, but maybe it's gonna work. Who knows? And then suddenly half of the entire planet just disappears. Bong. It's lazy. It's ridiculous, and it's really hard to believe in. I think the writers for this movie kind of watched that Nerd Writer video essay about why Marvel movies have better fight scenes, have better action sequences than DCU movies. So they I can see a legitimate attempt, like adding a bit more momentum, a bit more beats here and there in the fights. Adding a bit of moments of silence where the characters converse, but I think in the grander scheme of things, this movie is still kind of forgettable, and it's also really long. It's 2.5 hours long, and I don't know why. So yeah, Wonder Woman 1984. I'm giving it a strong 4 out of 10. So, have you watched Wonder Woman 1984 from 1 to 10? How much did you rate it? Like it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching. I need to go.